Hello, and welcome to Let's Play Unrest. My name is Marlo, and this game was just released 2 or 3 weeks ago now. It's made by a company called Pyrodactyl. It's on Steam and GOG.com. And this is kind of an adventure game. It's kind of an RPG game. I don't know much about the story. I know that there are several chapters involving different characters who don't have much to do with each other, but in some way all of their stories intertwine. And I've been fascinated by this game. It was funded through Kickstarter originally. I was not a backer on the Kickstarter. I actually didn't find out about the game until much later. But I thought that I've never played it. I have not made it past the title screen and the options screen to adjust a couple of the graphical options. So I thought I would record my playthrough. Of course, it will contain spoilers, but from what I've read about the game, if you make different choices, you'll get different outcomes. So when you play through this game, your endings and final conclusion may very well be very different from whatever conclusion we come to. So I'll be playing this game blind, and you'll get to watch me stumble through it and try to figure out how it works. But it's very text heavy, so I'll be reading the majority of that to you. I won't do voices or anything like that, but at any rate, we're going to start a new game. And we have 2 difficulty settings. I have no idea which one is easier or harder. So we're going to select Mortal. Oh, okay. We can mouse over this. Time itself can twist to aid those touched by destiny. In other words, okay, if we choose Myth, then we can reload a save if we want to. If we choose Mortal, then we can't reload. We have to live with our decisions. It's Iron Man mode. So I think for purposes of this Let's Play, I think it would be more interesting to go Iron Man mode. We may regret that later, but we're going to give it a try. Okay, this option can't be changed in game. Enter save name. We're going to call it LP for Let's Play. So, yeah, I think the art style of this game from the screenshots and videos that I've seen is really cool. And it's a very, not a lot of action necessarily in the game. This is a game very much about making decisions about situations that your character is faced with. So, here is our first character that we'll be playing as. We'll be playing as 4 or 5 different characters over the course of the game. Now, this game is set in a fantasy world that is based on ancient India, is what the developers say. Now, I know nothing about ancient India, and I can almost guarantee you that I will be mispronouncing almost everything. So I apologize in advance to anybody from India or with Indian ancestry who might take offense. It's certainly not intentional. I'm going to do the best I can. But at any rate, our first character is Asha, sole heir to the throne of Bimra, 12 years old. So we're a 12-year-old girl. Bimra, a city built by our ancestors, has stood for almost 2 centuries. At its prime, Bimra was a sight to behold, a prosperous center of trade and an example to other kingdoms. However, those days are long gone. It has been many months since rainfall, and the earth is dry as bone. There is not enough food to go around, and the underclasses are starting to get desperate. Today, Asha's parents hope to reverse Bimra's troubles. They are poised to make the decision that will redeem them in the public's eye, or condemn them. So, we have traits, apparently. Let's see what those are. We're a princess. Can I click on this? Oh, okay. Asha is the daughter of the royal family of Bimra. And again, I've never played this before. I've never seen anything past the title screen, so please bear with me while I figure out the interface. And then our second trait is naive. We've never left the palace. Well, that's because we're 12 years old. So, that's, may inform some of our decision-making. I apologize if you can hear this, but my cat has climbed up on the desk. Let me get rid of her. Alright, so we're naive because we're 12 years old and we've never left the palace. We've led a sheltered existence as the princess of the kingdom. So, let's hit continue. And, okay, now, here's the very hand-drawn looking art, which I think is amazing in this game. Let's see. Okay, so there's a map that we can look at. There's a pause button. That's handy. Traits, a journal, and an inventory. Alright, there are little, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it on YouTube because it's pretty small even on my screen, but there's a little diamond shape with a exclamation point flashing on a lot of these icons down here at the bottom. So I'm going to click on them and see what they would tell us. Okay, well, we're in the interior of the palace. Well, that's not terribly surprising. Show map overlay. Okay. So that's where we are right now. Okay, this diamond kite shape here apparently represents our character on the map. Let's click on our traits. Okay, we did that already. And then our journal. Alright, and oh gosh, there's things to click on here. We have active quests. Okay, the treaty. Let's click on this. The treaty is being signed today. My primary role is to go to the wall top and wave to the angry crowds below. So that's the princess's job. People. There are various people here that we might need to know about. VJ, your father's constant advisor. He's far grimmer than your father, and lately doesn't seem to get enough sleep. Avinash, your father's brother. Avinash travels abroad frequently. He is a keen student of history and has taken it upon himself to teach you. So that's our uncle. The queen. She wasn't born in Bimra, but it is her home nonetheless. Your mother has been through much that she doesn't speak of. And then the king. Your father is the latest in a line of kings that goes back to the end of Bimra's history. He tells stories that make affairs of state sound nearly entertaining. Locations, the palace. Built to the specifications of the great builder, Queen Janki, at the apex of Bimra's empire, the palace is the only place you have ever called home. The walls look formidable, as architects felt it gave the palace a martial character. In reality, they are barely defensible, due to being constructed during peacetime. Ornamental guard towers have no staircase or entrance, and battlements are too narrow for any soldier to effectively walk. The fact that the palace is riddled with secret tunnels and routes of escape is a well-kept secret in the family. Not even you know where all of them are. Well, that's interesting. Maybe we'll find some. Even now, Bimra is the greatest city in the world. The empire it commanded is long gone, and droughts have cracked all but a handful of its fields, but none doubt that your fortunes will improve within the generation. And then history, the treaty. Okay, you think the treaty concerns trade with the Naga Empire. You don't know much about them, but you do know that nobody seems to like the treaty very much. So, that's all in our journal. I imagine we'll be coming back to the journal quite a bit. If you don't like text-heavy games, I have a feeling that you may not like this LP very much. Sorry, just looks like the kind of game that it is. But I'm looking forward to it. And then we have our inventory. Let's see what we have in our inventory. A soldier statuette. You've never actually seen a soldier that looks like this. Only palace guards. An ivory elephant. Hard, cold, and overall not a very fun toy to play with. Naga grammar. Their tongue is unintuitive, but to an applied intellect it is very possible to learn and even speak. Crown, a symbol of power over the kingdom. Your parents often entrusted to you. And a bangle, which is, for those who don't know, a bangle is a type of bracelet. A royal family heirloom has been passed from one generation of Bimra's queen to the next. We also apparently have 451, well, I'll use the term dollars. Units of currency is what we have. Gold pieces, dollars, I'll probably use interchangeably. Sorry about that. So yeah, that's the things in our inventory. I don't know what any of them are for, necessarily. Hopefully that will become clear as we go on. So, now we've looked at everything. I know that you can move the character around because I looked at the key bindings. in the menu when I was doing a couple of test recordings for the audio levels. I know that you can move the character around with W, A, S, and D. You can apparently also use a gamepad with this game, but I probably will just use the keyboard. So let's see if we can talk to this guy. Alright, if I mouse over him, he appears to have something to say. Good morning, my sovereign. And he bows. Okay. I think that's all he says. Okay, that's nice. And there's our little character walking around. I just think the graphics in this game are gorgeous. Avinash, this is our uncle. And can we speak to him? Okay. Asha, I know it's scary out there, but you're the princess. The people need to know their princess is there for them on big, important days like this. Open your journal. Oh, okay. That just takes us to the journal entry for our uncle. That's very interesting that it does that. Okay. Now, there are 3 different meters here that appear to measure... I really don't know, but it would appear that they measure perhaps our relationship with this particular character. There's a friendship meter, a respect meter, and a fear meter. He is friendly to us on the friendship meter. Respect, he's critical. He is our teacher, after all. And fear, he's unconcerned. Well, you know, we happen to be a 12-year-old girl. Okay, so this is what he's saying to us, and we can respond. It's not that scary. I've seen angry mobs before, which is a brave response. Surly. The people don't want to see me. Every time they do, they yell, I don't like it. And then rebellious. Can't I be there for them in here? Or can't we just have the treaty signed in here? I think that we're going to go with the brave response on this one. I know that we're going to play several different characters over the course of the game. I'm going to try to role-play them to some extent, but it's hard to know how to role-play some of these characters because starting out, I know nothing about them. So I'm just going to kind of go with the one, at least at the beginning, with the response that just kind of sounds good. And that may not necessarily be the best thing to do, but that's the move I'm going to make. You can do it differently when you play the game. Avinash, I know you have. You understand that the mobs aren't your parents' fault, right? Your parents can't control the droughts or the famines, and they can't give homes to everyone in the slums. I think even the mobs understand that deep down. Bitter. Everyone sure acts like it's our fault. Oh, look. The friendly meter went up, I think. I'm not sure. Keep an eye on that, folks. These meters may change depending on how your conversations go. Let's keep an eye on it this time. Critical, but they are signing a treaty. People don't like the treaty, so isn't that their fault? Or I could say, no, I know. Mama and Papa already explained everything. So, I don't know what to choose here, really. I don't want to be bitter. That doesn't seem like a very nice trait for a 12-year-old girl. A 12-year-old boy either, for that matter. Perhaps critical. Or understanding. I think I'll continue to be easy to get along with for the moment, and choose number 3. No, I know. Mama and Papa already explained everything, which is the response that is understanding. Now let's watch these meters up in the upper right and see if they actually change. Alright, if they move that time, I didn't see it. So, anyway, Asha, however angry people get, never forget that your parents were born to rule this city. Bimra needs them just like it needs you. If times are hard and things are scary, that isn't because your parents have failed. It's because Bimra needs you now more than ever. And there's nothing else for us to say, so I suppose we'll just click the mouse. Oh, okay. I don't really know why the slums don't like the treaty. Who can say? But I reviewed the facts with your parents, and I agree that the Naga Empire's trade network will be the best thing that ever happened to Bimra. Even Vijay agrees, and he's been advising against the whole venture for months. You and your parents will make things better, Asha. It is your blood right. Now, you've responsibilities to face. Okay. I guess this is the throne room, or something like that. I don't know how interactive the environment is. We're just going to have to kind of determine that as we go along. Alright, now we walked through the gate and VJ spoke to us. We can see that he's accepting of us, he's also critical of us, and he's a little apprehensive of us, I guess because we're the child of his boss. Alright, he says, there you are. The ambassadors will be here soon. You won't have time to go out and greet them, but these soldiers will protect you while you address the mobs outside. Nothing formal, just wave and tell them we care about them. If they know we're listening, they won't be quite as angry. Now here are my responses. But we're not listening. We're signing the treaty anyway. This would be a critical response. Wary. I don't think this sounds very safe. Or brave. I understand. I'm tempted to choose number 1, actually, because I'm hoping that if I do, that the dialogue tree will tell us a little bit more about this treaty. So let's pick this one and see what happens. We'll be a little feisty. After all, this guy works for us, right? Right. Alright, we're not listening. We're signing the treaty anyway. We're going to be critical. I know. Your parents made their decision and people don't like it. But we do care about them, and as long as they know that, the rest will be easier to swallow. Can't we just run them off with guards? That's harsh. The harsh response. I guess that makes sense, understanding. Do you think this treaty is a bad idea? I think I'm going to go with this one too. I'm curious about this treaty and why it is that my parents, the king and queen, seem to like it, but nobody else does. That's a complicated question. I do think the treaty is a good idea. I think it can help Bimra a lot, but I'm also afraid that we're not going to use the treaty as well as we could, and I think that's part of why people don't like it. And they're afraid of the Naga, and that's another part. I wish your parents would take the people's reaction more to heart. Don't stray from the guards, and when the ambassadors do arrive, you can show them the greeting you learned in their language. I bet they'll be very impressed. We want them to be impressed, don't we? I'll just say yes to that. Today is important. You should remember today, because one way or another, today is when things are going to change. Alright. And the guards, I think, are not going to have a lot to say to us, probably. Yeah. Right. Okay. We'll just try this one just in case. The guard tries to stammer a greeting, but is too intimidated by the princess's... Oh. Yeah, direct attention to speak. He bows instead. Okay. Alright. I guess we can go out this door. Ah. We hit a loading screen, so we must have done something right. Oh. That's interesting. I did not expect... I knew that at some point we would change characters, but honestly, I honestly thought the way the game would work is that we would play through the storyline, or most of the storyline, of a single character to its completion, or to a, you know, kind of a definite point, and then we would switch to another character, but it looks like it may switch back and forth a lot faster than that, which is interesting. So things may happen a little more simultaneously than I thought from what I'd read about the game in the past. But that's all right. All right, so we're a new character now. We are Chitra, is how I'm going to pronounce that. Chitra, Chief Ambassador to the Naga Empire, comma, 56. I don't know why there's a number there. Bimra has swallowed its long-standing animosity towards your empire because its fortunes are dire. The failure of the monsoon has left Bimra's harvests weak and its people desperate. As a peace offering, they took refugees from empire colonies into their own cities' slums. Now they offer trade, goods for food. The Naga Empire can use such a trade, and the opportunity to send over more immigrants from its own overpopulated professional classes. They've sent you to hammer out the terms, a last job before you retire. But from the riots when you arrived, it seems not everyone is in favor of the deal. So, now we are a Naga ambassador, and of course this is not a human. You'll remember that I told you that this takes place in a fantasy world that is based on ancient India, or India of a long, long time ago. So, yeah, so we're not human, but that's okay. Humanity is often overrated. Alright, so let's hit continue. Oh, someone's already speaking to us in the Naga language. I feel like I'm going to be sick. Where are their leaders? They were supposed to be here already. Oh, This must be someone who works for us because they respect us a lot. They're in admiration of us and a little bit afraid of us. They're apprehensive and accepting. I can be calm and say nothing is simple in politics. Just keep your head straight. I can be suspicious and say you'll see this tactic all the time. They're pretending they control the situation. Or I can be open. I can say, Rhea, switch to their language. Don't make them paranoid. Let's see who Rhea is. Rhea is training to be you and has therefore found the most qualified teacher. She's nervous and not amazingly gifted, but she pays attention and learns from what you tell her. So she's our diplomatic assistant, our attaché. Dinesh, an experienced magistrate in the Naga Kingdom, here to advise on legal matters, is another character I'm sure we'll be interacting with. And Kiran, a teacher who wants to help the slum Naga transition into the city. So what's our current quest? Is the treaty. The patient thing to do would be to work the crowd and make a few friends, or just inspire fear and respect. The impatient thing to do would be to find the highest ranking person here and throw my weight around until the royals are forced to see us. Rhea and I are being kept waiting by the royal family. A lesser ambassador would despair, but to me, it's an opportunity. So, we'll see what we can do about that. Let's see our locations. This is in our journal. Mad Hunter's Perch. You came from a mountain range near the center of the Naga Empire. The steppe agriculture and hunting culture of your hometown were sufficiently unique that all other places, Naga or otherwise, are equally alien. This is more useful to you as an ambassador than many would suspect. So we're from an isolated place within the Naga Empire. The Naga Empire is the most prosperous and invincible empire in the history of the world. May it reign for 1,000 years. You've had equal experience making friends and enemies for it. And Bimra. It reminds you of an animal skeleton in the middle of a field, the infrastructure of something beautiful and alive, all barren and cracked and covered in dust. So Bimra's not in good shape. And we've got some history entries here we should look at. The Way of the Cold Wind. You and other Naga from your homeland engage in a very self-directed form of worship based on the teachings of an explorer from centuries ago. The central tenets of your philosophy, that of the cold mountain wind, include helping others, inward meditation, and abstinence from excess. Devout followers are rare, I bet. And growing up steeped in a faith without many cultural observances has left you unusually open-minded and detached. Naga refugees. When a separatist colony got hit by raids and drought, they wound up in Bimra's slums. If this hadn't happened during the month negotiations began, they may have wound up exiled or dead, but it seems now Bimra's not quite sure what to do with them. You're not really supposed to bring them up either. Alright, so we should avoid that topic of conversation, apparently. Angry mobs. They greeted you on the way in. Funny, considering you've been assured everyone in Bimra would profit from trade, at least indirectly. And the treaty. Terms of the treaty are as follows. The humans allow the Empire to offload some of their immigrants into Bimra. The Naga give the humans foodstuffs. The humans give the Naga everything else. Those terms are a little loose, but that's our job. So, that's what we have here. So, I think that we're going to respond in a calm fashion. Nothing is simple in politics. Just keep your head straight. Alright. Rhea says, Royal Guards greet us, Royal Guards funnel us here, Royal Guards keep us here, and no royalty. I am starting to feel very unappreciated. I am starting to feel like the humans don't like regular shipments of food and medicine after all. Alright, nothing is personal in politics either, at least ideally, is the calm response. I can be stern with her and say, Rhea, stay calm. I won't say it again. Or I can be cold and say threats are good. Maybe we'll get to threats later. I think she's probably overreacting. That's how I feel about it. So I'm going to say, Rhea, stay calm. I won't say it again. I'm putting a lot of faith in your confidence. Very well then. What do we do while we wait? Talk with the other lesser humans? Now, okay, again, we have three choices. We can say encouraging, correct, and remember to make friends. A friend of yours becomes a friend of the Empire. Calm, go around and show them crisp politeness. Impress them with your grace. Stern, and make them respect us, yes, and maybe fear us just a little. So, I think that we're going to continue with the calm response here and say, go around and show them crisp politeness. Impress them with your grace. Let's do that. I'll regroup with you when the royals arrive. Okay. So we are the Naga wearing brown in the middle. So we will go around and talk to these people and see what they have to tell us. Naga bodyguard. Everything here is so small, like a beautiful toy. Okay, Dinesh, that's one of the characters from the journal. Oh, wait, we should click on some of these things. Okay, the map is where we are in the palace. That's where we were before when we were the 12-year-old girl. Traits. Oh, yeah, we haven't looked at our traits. Okay, we're seasoned. Let's see. This is not Chitra's first negotiation. That's right. We're about to retire. This is the end of our career. We're a little bit older. We are basically Londo Malari from Babylon 5. Ria's mentor. Ria's a diligent mentor. Can't speak all of a sudden. Chitra is a diligent mentor to Ria. She'll be almost as good as her teacher someday. All right. Got tongue-tied there. In the journal, yeah, we went through all that already. In our inventory, humor in Bimra. Humans generally find a casual or friendly Naga not just disarming, but unexpected to the point of being risible. Desired terms. The Naga Empire desires a reasonable weight of Bimra's precious metals, local seedlings, and exotic hardwoods in exchange for such foodstuff as can be transmitted intact between our empires. For our swollen professional class consisting of merchants, craftsmen, and artists to be permitted to immigrate and form new communities within Bimra. And we have $500. Don't know what we're going to do with that. Medicine. Not many human diseases can affect the Naga, but you brought this anyway. Gold coins. You better not have to pay for anything while you're here. Jewelry. Wealth and opulence as a display of strength. Self-defense. Humans are soft targets and can be easily disabled. I think that's supposed to be disabled with claw strikes. Seal of the Naga Empire. The last thing you'll do is put this on the formal treaty. Map of the known world. A gift for the royals. A beautiful map with the beautiful Naga Empire beautifully inked onto most of it. And tropical fruits. A gift. You've been instructed to give these after the treaty is signed. A symbolic gesture. Alright, let's talk to Dinesh. Alright. He is tolerant of us on the friendliness scale. He's appreciative, of us on the respect scale, and he's not afraid of us at all. Excuse me. Alright, here's what he has to say. I got a good look at the way the slums are situated on my way in. Technically, they don't occupy any of what's considered Bimra's traditional footing. There's no real right or wrong answer, but I think it could be argued that they aren't subject to Bimra's laws. They certainly don't seem very interested in enforcing much order out there. I could be stern, and I could say that's less than satisfactory. We've got refugees out there. They deserve some protection. Calm. It's fair. The slums don't really matter one way or the other to either of our political interests. And insidious. An unregulated slum on the outskirts of a weakened city? That sounds dangerous. Let's see. Dinesh is here to advise us on legal matters. He's our lawyer. Okay. How should we respond here? I'm tempted to remain calm. Because if you'll recall, part of the materials that we read basically told us that the refugees from our race are better left undiscussed, according to our government. So, I think we'll say this. It's fair. The slums really don't matter one way or the other to either of our political interests. And remember, if you get this game, you can choose very different dialogue choices, and things may turn out very differently. I don't know. I've never played this game before. Dinesh, I wouldn't be so sure of that. The people here seem terrified of a possible slum uprising, and there seems to be precious little pacifying them. I'm sure Bimra has some sort of plan in place, but somehow I doubt it's one with the slum's best interests in mind. Alright. Let's talk to this human over here. Okay. Alright. Pranav. Let's see who this is, according to our journal. An experienced magistrate in the Naga Kingdom here... Oh, excuse me. Oh, okay. He does not appear in our journal. I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, I won't take up much of your time. Just wanted to say how much I was looking forward to this arrangement. Some of the fruits my family has traditionally used to brew sura have become very hard to get a hold of, but our product is liked so well that the nobles offered us first pick of the shipments. Open. Perhaps you could give us some samples. I've never tried sura. I assume that this is some sort of beverage. I thought there were food shortages in your city. Is that a prudent allocation? Diplomatic. Yes, very lovely. Excuse me. I'm going to say I've never tried it before. Of course you can, and I think you'll like it. The brew we sell is nicknamed Grey Serpent. Fitting, eh? He's accepting of us, critical in respect, and is a little afraid of us. He's wary of us. I'm sure I don't know what you mean. Is the cold response, haha, yes, yes, haha, diplomatic. And I could be brusque, I could say, and maybe we can give you some loudmouth monkey palm wine in return. I think I'll be diplomatic here. And laugh it off. I don't know that the other... After all, our character's a diplomat. That's his job. Pranav. Anyway, I'll make sure you and the others all leave with some for the road. Good for aches and pains, or just a quiet evening. Thanks for saving the family trade. Alright, let's talk to this gentleman over here. Adil. Let's see. Again, he's not in the journal. I heard you and your cohort socializing. Naga is such an interesting language. Tell me, is it possible for a human to learn it? I could be polite. It is indeed the royal family already has. I could be light-hearted. Oh, you know, it's difficult to say. And I could be backhanded. Oh yes, I'm sure you'll all be speaking Naga soon. I think I'll continue to be polite. I've seen no reason not to. Well, I hope you don't mind keeping to our tongue as long as you're inside our city, do you? It'd be a great courtesy to those of us who haven't had the opportunity to learn. I could be diplomatic. I apologize on my cohort's behalf. She's inexperienced. Hedging. When I speak to a human, I will speak that human's language, naturally. And I'll be sure to keep that in mind, is the cold response. I think I'm going to use this response here. Oh, and see, I don't know if you heard that sound, but now he's a lot more afraid of us, and his friendship of us is now just tolerant. So these meters do change depending on your conversation options. Well, I'm sure that's very considerate of you. Thanks, if you'll excuse me. So, I don't know. He might have told us more if we had chosen differently, but that's okay. We're going to talk to this young lady over here. Hello, I'm Madhu. Adil and I rode from our home out by our lands just to meet you in person and for a few days' escape. Was your journey pleasant? I can be polite. It was reasonably comfortable, thank you. I could say, oh yes, I always appreciate a chance to travel to places without a thick canopy. And I could be backhanded. Your countryside is nice, even in its current state. I think I'll be polite. You should talk to us if you ever want a place to stay while you're on business. Our estate is very comfortable, and we would be pleased to do anything we could to facilitate trade and good relations. It's long time past we reached out to you, don't you think? Let's see, I could be polite and we to you. I could be honest, it would require a lot of work, frankly. We passed riots on our way in. And I could be open. Now that you absolutely need us, you mean? But I think I'll continue to be polite. And now she's more friendly to us. I just saw that go up. So, yeah, so these conversations do matter in the immediate sense. I hope all goes well with this treaty. This could turn the worst year of Bimra's history into the finest era it's had in a long time. There are servants up here. You can also click to move, which I have done a little bit, but I think it works better to use WASD. Let's see if I can talk to the servant. He swallows and averts his eyes. Okay. Lakshmi and Yogesh. Let's see what she has to say to us. Have you spoken with my husband, Yogesh? I haven't. That's not necessary to speak with you, is it? Joking. I seem to have forgotten a subtlety of Bimra's social culture. I'll be level and say that I haven't. Do me a favor. Do that first. It will make my life easier. Alright, so apparently that's the custom here, is to speak to the husband first. So I will do that. Greetings, name's Yogesh. I own the farmlands you people passed on your way in. Hope nobody gave you any trouble. Usually when my people see a big snake, they go at it with a spade. Well, what a nice guy. Smooth, and when we see a talking monkey, we usually put the jug down. I could be polite. There were no problems, thank you. And I could be sharp. I'm sure they were occupied with their labor. I know how difficult it is to dig dry earth. So we'll continue to be polite, even though some of these folks are not being quite as polite as they could be to us. We'll take the high ground. Well, I should hope there are no problems. Tell me, how are you enjoying Bimra so far? I know the slums are just wretched, but you have to admit, these palace gardens are something, aren't they? Polite, they're beautiful, yes. Enthusiastic. I'm fond of the wall structure. Are those towers real or decorative? Honestly, the palace of the Naga Empire is finer by far. Newer, but finer. I'm going to choose number 2, because I think it's kind of humorous based on what we read before. We'll see how he responds. Oh, those are decorative. By the time these walls went up, our kingdom was too strong for anyone to invade. That was, what, 500 years ago? Nothing left of that empire, but some drying farmlands and some neighbors with grudges. Sympathetic. Could be the Naga Empire ends up there someday. Polite. And some lovely architecture. Backhanded. No one's invaded you since then? Bimra must be good at making friends. I think we'll be polite and say, and some lovely architecture. Pretty enough. I don't mind telling you, this place isn't what it was, even when I was a boy. Peasants getting funny ideas. Slums demanding more and more out of us. People like Ranveer getting in the way of our future. Bah, why'd you have to get me started on a sour topic? Enjoy the rest of the event. Alright. Oh, we have... Oh, we've gained a trait. We're cordial. Chitra knows how to be just polite enough. That's interesting. I wonder what effect that will have. Let's update our journal. Okay, we now have updates based on the people that we have talked to. Yogesh is a nobleman, outgoing, probably a little too much so. Noblewoman, his wife, Lakshmi, doesn't want to be here. Madhu, noblewoman, very pleasant, probably more than you should have expected. And Adil, a nobleman, seems nice enough if spooked about the Naga. So, that's interesting. And there's a second page. Oh, okay. So, that's people we already know. Okay. Alright. We'll continue to wander around the gardens and see if there's anybody else that we can speak to. We can't go any further down this way to the lower right. There are guards here. He's not frightened of us, just fascinated. I don't think there's anybody up here to talk to, though. The royals are in the garden, not in the palace. A servant, he, Oh. Okay, his eyes flick to your jaws, then down. He's a little afraid of us. And we've got another person we can speak to here. But The video is starting to get a little long, so I'm going to cut it here, and when we come back, we're going to continue talking to the people in the Royal Gardens. I hope you've enjoyed it so far. I hope you're doing well and continue to do well, and I will see you next time.